This is Action Sports Jax First and 10 Training Camp, sponsored by Farah & Farah, the exclusive personal injury law firm of the Jaguars.
Oh, we got some fancy footwork going on by the rookie kicker before practice really got going today. We got much more from Cam Little. He is the rookie kicker. How long can he keep going? Oh, impressive. Coming up in just a bit. Hello, Hicken here. Time for First and 10. Our nightly foray into the world of training camp and your Jacksonville Jaguars. You know the drill, and it's a start with another day of practice. Jags and pads today for the second day in a row. Uppers only. Team settling into the daily monotony of football practice. Also, though, right, understanding from the coaching staff, there's a lot of work that they need to get done, like hopping on one leg and then throwing the football. Hey, just kidding. September and a trip to Miami will be here before we all know it. And man, oh man, we want to get excited about Tank Bigsby, don't we? The backup running back. He's in his second year. Should be much better than the first. It needs to be. He was a third-round pick and a training camp sensation a season ago. Oh, everybody was raving about this young man. And then, kind of got off track during the beginning of the regular season. Kind of team lost a little confidence in him. Kind of didn't see him a whole lot. Only 50 carries during the year. He needs more. He has to earn more. We need to see it, but we really need to see it in September, not so much in August.
His understanding of the offense, the way things flow, what the expectations are when he comes in the game. I think Tank had a lot of unlucky situations last year. We trust Tank, and we talked about this at the end of last year, that Tank is just going to continue to get better every single day.
He really learned, and I could just tell just the way that he's been just approaching the game, and I feel like Coach Mack has been helping him a lot. You can see it in his play. He's making a lot of plays out there on the field for us, just the way he's been reading, just the way he's been hitting the hole, just him catching the ball, looking the ball in. I feel like it's night and day from what he was last year.
Of course, the coaching staff says they have to believe in Tank, and that he was a bit unlucky last year, but we shall see what happens this year. Some other notes from today's practice session. Good day for Trevor Lawrence. Couple in a row, couple sharp outings after the kind of inconsistent beginning by the franchise quarterback. Over a handful of Jaguars missing practice today, including the rookie Jordan Jefferson, bumps and bruises. He's down with an ankle injury. Andrew Dewey Wingard also missing today because of a knee problem. Wide receiver Elijah Cooks, who you see right there, are noticeably active today. Nearly a handful of highlight plays as he's fighting for that roster spot on this football team. He did well during team periods. Jags have some veteran wide receivers mixing it up for spots 5 and 6, right? We know Brian Thomas Jr., we know Christian Kirk, we know Gabe Davis. There's a spot for Devin Duvernay and probably Parker Washington. That means most likely, if they keep 6, only one other receiver spot. Listen, couple things. You better be able to catch the football when you're called upon, and you better be able to contribute on special teams as well. Who wins it? Only the preseason will tell.
All these guys just competing, and that's all you want to see. You know, we're very intentional with what we're trying to do. As you look at the back end, a lot of it's special teams value and then trust. Can we trust you to go in and play the slot, the outside, whatever, based on what happens in a game? Because that's typically how game day goes for us.
All right, tells me you better learn everything and every play and know them from inside and out. All right, we'll grab our first time out on First and 10. Up next, he's little, but he comes up big when he's kicking the ball. We got a convo with the newest Jags kicker on deck as First and 10 continues.
When you think sports, you think Action Sports Jax, the official station of the Jaguars, on location for every game. But the most experienced team in town doesn't stop there. From high school football to the big events in the area, Action Sports Jax is always on. Now, we take that to a new level. Action Sports Jax 24/7 is around-the-clock coverage of the teams you love and the moments you can't miss. The best local sports in Jacksonville on Action Sports Jax 24/7.
You're watching Action Sports Jax First and 10 Training Camp, sponsored by Farah & Farah, the exclusive personal injury law firm of the Jaguars.
When I first got here, I was a 78, and then I was kind of just anxious to get that up, and then I got injured. So next year I was a 78 again, so it's a long way from that 78, and I just have that 9 as a starting point. It's a great feeling.
I know what you're thinking. What is he talking about? 78? Is that a C+? Is that a test he got? No, it's the Madden rankings, man. Don't you ever think Madden rankings don't matter to these players. Travis Etienne is pleased this year where the boys on the NFL video game have him ranked. Should have a big season. Boy, I'm looking for some big things from that young man. You can bet the Jags are going to get him a lot of touches, not just running the football, but throwing it to him out of the backfield as well. He is explosive. We're back on 1st and 10 training camp. Jags have had some great kickers in their history, right? Josh Scobie, all-time leading scorer, 59-yard field goal to beat the Colts. Oh, Mikey Hollis came up so big in the 90s. Even Josh Lambo was good before being kicked off the team. See what I did there? They think they got another one, a good one, and former Arkansas kicker Cam Little. There he is. Looks like he's a sophomore going to the prom, but he's a professional football player. Perfect on extra points in college. Now, those aren't gimmies in the NFL, but he did only miss 9 field goals in 3 years at Arkansas, 20 of 24 one season ago. He needs to be good because the Jags used a draft pick on him. He was a 6th-round pick and the 212th player selected overall. Our friend Marcel Robinson catching up with the kicker earlier today.
Really liked how I kicked. Really liked how I'm meshing well with Logan and Ross. Really like how well I competed. So just got to kind of keep that rolling and keep the main goal, like I said, the main goal, and go out there and make every kick when, you know, maybe our offense can't get it. Can't get it 6 points. Got to go out there and put up 3. So getting really comfortable and keeping that confidence rolling.
Seems like a lot of the talk has been about, that 60-plus yarder you hit, not long ago.
Yeah.
Those bigger kicks. What's the pressure like to kick those? Because obviously those are the ones that really set you apart from the other kickers.
I'm a firm believer, and maybe some other guys believe differently. I'm a firm believer that every kick kind of has the same amount of pressure. You can say maybe a fourth quarter kick has a little more pressure because it's like, okay, you need to put points on the board. Maybe it's to tie the game, to put us in the lead, or give us a shorter distance to go. But when I'm going out there, I try to treat every kick the same. Chip shots are at this level expected to be like automatic. I mean, you look at the percentage inside 50 these past 3 years rather than the 3 years before that. It's just getting higher and higher, and the level's getting harder and harder to compete with. I mean, you see a guy like Evan McPherson, for instance, his rookie year. I mean, he had probably, I think it was 12 or 13 attempts from 50 plus. So the bar is getting set even higher each year. So that just makes it harder for rookies to, keep up with that level. So that's something I'm trying to, and I think they've done a really good job giving me the opportunities. And so getting that confidence and, that ability to make those attempts from longer, to make them feel like chip shots are important.
Attempts and opportunities is all what training camp is all about.
Oh, yeah.
And obviously, you never want to see a guy go, but with the team, waving Riley Patterson, a guy that's been here, has history here, someone that's made some big kicks here, for them to feel comfortable to sort of wave him, does that give you a little bit more confidence knowing that they're all in on you?
Yeah, obviously huge confidence boost. I feel like you can say that for any scenario when you're the one guy that they put all your trust in. That just gives you, okay, yeah, this team is throwing me out there for any attempt that they feel like I'm going to be able to make, and so that obviously gives you a huge confidence boost. But I think competing against Riley and competing against a vet that was as good as him and someone that's made a lot of big kicks here it's huge for my confidence.
It's very different, as you know, between practice and game. Next week will be your first opportunity to kick in a game atmosphere inside, the stadium. How much are you looking forward to that, and what difference do you expect that to be?
No, I'm really pumped. I'm really actually pumped about this practice this weekend, Saturday, because I've never kicked in the stadium yet, never even been in the stadium yet. So that'll be pretty cool to kind of go out there and feel around the wind if there's any. It's been pretty calm throughout training camp. So kind of getting a feel for that and getting a feel for what it's like to kick in Everbank it's going to be really cool, and obviously super pumped about playing my first. I consider my first, even though it's a preseason game, it's my first NFL debut. It's going to be awesome. Can't wait.
He just said he hasn't been in the stadium yet. How about that? By the way, did you see him? I mean, I know I'm old, okay? Boy, they look young. All right, next up, a preview of tomorrow. Speaking of young, a special day for the high school football players. We got Media Day. We're going to tell you about it next on 1st and 10 Training Camp.
The Action Sports Jacks 24/7 network is streaming. I'm Stuart Weber, and I'm here to teach you a nice 3-step process on how you can watch all your favorite programming, from the Brent and Austin Show every weekday 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. or the Cup Date with me. It's fantastic. We talk NASCAR. It's a great time. Wednesdays at 1 o'clock. All right, first step, easy. Download the Action News Jacks app. You probably already have it downloaded on your phone, so you might already have that one taken care of. Step 2, see that stack of pancakes up there? You click that stack of pancakes, and it's going to bring down step number 3, which is a full screen of all the different streams that you can click on, including the Action Sports Jacks 24/7 stream. You click that, the video's rocking and rolling on your mobile device. You're watching all the shows you want to, and you're having a good time. You can also do it on your smart TV with the Action News Jacks Now app. I do it on my Samsung TV at home. It's a great way to watch it on a nice, large screen for all the content. That's the Action Sports Jacks 24/7 network. Hope you can find it.
You're watching Action Sports Jacks, 1st and 10, Training Camp. Sponsored by Farah & Farah, the exclusive personal injury law firm of the Jaguars.
All right, some other sports news. Just 25 practices until the end of August, and a hugely important game for Florida Gator head coach Billy Napier and his football team. One practice in the books. The team opened camp today in Gainesville. Gators only 11-14 in 2 seasons under Napes. Man, they got to find some wins. You all know how incredibly tough that schedule is, and that first game against Miami will be a big tone setter for the Florida Gator football team. Be interesting to see how they play. We are back on 1st and 10. It is a big season for Napier and the Gators, who have been, let's be honest, wallowing in obscurity for quite some time now. Can he get them out of that college football abyss and back to prominence? Remember, 12 teams make the playoffs now. The Gators' Napier thinks he has his most talented team to date.
This camp will be the most competitive camp that we've had since I've been at the University of Florida. We have more competitive depth, we have more experience, and certainly we have a challenge in front of us that we look forward to. So we're excited about the opportunity.
Well, they better be, and they got to come out and play. A lot of pressure on that man and that football team. Florida opens up end of August in the Swamp against Miami. Think about who else they play. We told you about the schedule. You know about the schedule by now. It includes Tennessee, Texas A&M, Georgia, LSU, the Longhorns in Austin, and Florida State. Like we said, I don't think you'll find a tougher schedule in the country, but that's why you go into the SEC. All right, High School Media Day coming up tomorrow. It's really a great opportunity for a lot of young people to get in front of cameras, to get interviewed. Radio, television, newspaper, blogs, all will be there talking to these young men. And we'll be doing something fun and interesting this year that we will be trying out. You can hear interviews from some of the best football players and coaches as they get geared up for fall practice. Tune in tomorrow beginning at 10 a.m. and you'll hear it all as it's going down on the Brent and Austin show. They'll be live at the High School Sports Media Days. You'll hear from coaches, you'll hear from players. So much talent in this area. Boy, Mandarin and St. Augustine off the top of my head. Really good football teams with opportunities to win state championships. A lot of good quarterbacks in this area now. Seem to be churning those guys out a lot more than we used to around here. And obviously a lot of kids who will go on to play college football. But maybe for some, one last go-round in the high school football. They can't wait for Friday nights to get started. Appreciate you guys hanging out with us. Jaguars get a day off. They'll be inside the stadium on Saturdays. You heard Cam Little say, have a great night, everybody.
Thanks for watching Action Sports Jacks 1st and 10 Training Camp. Sponsored by Farah & Farah, the exclusive personal injury law firm of the Jaguars.